The privilege of the Canada Games is such a great environment, more because it's a bigger stage than all of, at least in baseball, all of our athletes have ever seen before. They go to a lot of these national championship things, but nothing is as big as seeing things in the big picture, where you're part of a team that's bigger than your team. I'm up here to talk a little bit more about the team aspect, because we have a larger team of 20 athletes, and I know logistically it can be a little bit different compared to some of the individual sports or even the smaller teams. For us, so I wanted to put together kind of a list for first-timers or second-timers who've never done the Canada Games before, kind of a top 5 of things and recommendations that I would give advice for you. First one, the ladies touched on a little bit already, is having a deliberate scheduling, like deliberately scheduling things out, but understand that if you're too deliberate, it blows up on a daily basis. Tripling the time you need to eat. Doubling and tripling the time. You think, oh, lunch only takes about half an hour. No, you'll eat in there for an hour and 15 minutes. Your kids will eat 3 to 4 different meals. At least that's what baseball players will do. They'll be hungry again by the time they're getting out of there, so they'll have to go back and try to smuggle food out, which they can't do, by the way. So it's that's always a fun with a group of 20 guys when we're trying to move them around, and they tend to want to try to get as much food in them as possible. To me, and something that I don't think we've touched base on, is the social media presence. And it goes along with a great story. We ended up winning a gold medal in the championship in 2013, and Sherbrooke was awesome. Our guys were super excited. We're on the bus back to residences, and they're hooting and hollering out the window, and it's going to be great. We're going to see everybody back, and it's going to be a big party. And then they're yelling at the girls as they go by the door, we'll see you guys soon. And those coaches were going, no, 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 no. So we thought, okay, we're going to have to spend a few hours here trying to keep things under control and keep our athletes where they're supposed to be. And we stood in front and back of the residences, and not a single person came out, nothing. And we're saying, okay, all right, maybe our guys are doing okay. And we looked in the rooms, and all of them, this is the new age way of celebrating, were just on their phones, doing video chats and selfies and everything with their gold medals, and that was celebrating for this new generation. So, better for worse, they had all of the Snapchat and Twitter feeds from all the girls on all the other teams. But as coaches, I would say highly recommend you have a lot of discussion with them about social media. The responsibilities of being Team BC athletes with social media, and who they connect with and how they connect, and being able to not control but monitor as coaches, finding out what and how your athletes are connecting with the games, and it can greatly enhance but also create problems and create challenges for coaches, because there's some big distractions there, and chances that they can have complete other plans than your team or coaches have going on. So just the ability to discuss that with your team and how that actually works, and how that can be taken advantage of in the games to be, present and prepared with information, but also the other things that go around that as well. Utilizing the resources. There's more resources available to us as coaches and to the athletes than any other tournament or anything that we've been to outside of the Olympics. There's always challenges to that also. So you have athletes who want to recover from a tough day. You send them to the polyclinic thinking they're going to be back in time for dinner, and then 4 hours later they're back and they said, I waited at the polyclinic just to get ice or to get my ankle sprain looked at or something like that. So great resources. You just got to understand there's busy times when they're not going to be able to see athletes for hours and hours on end. And if you do pre-game stuff, sometimes it can, you have a panic. We had to drive an athlete, a starting pitcher, from the dorms right to the mound essentially in one of our games because he was trying to get massage done pre-game, and it just took that long because they were so backed up in the polyclinic and so many athletes that needed treatments and things like that. So that's always something that it would help to have as a coach to go to the polyclinic early, especially if you have any small injury type things, to get them, because there's a lot of paperwork to fill out before they even have a chance to see your athletes. To go through that process with them, so you know kind of what it takes and what it's like. Sometimes they'll say, "Oh no, just go to the polyclinic and grab ice," and then you won't see them for a couple of hours. So making sure that you know how the polyclinic works and what it can do and what it can't do. That was some of our challenges with a bigger team. Amazing opportunities for connecting with other coaches. From a baseball standpoint, there's a lot of scouts from a lot of universities that come to the games that scout our athletes. It's an amazing chance to connect with coaches because you'll be rooming with other coaches from other sports, which was fantastic. In Sherbrooke, we had basketball and volleyball and all of us together. So we got to talk about coaching strategies and challenges with all different age groups and all different environments, but share coaching stories. And that was one of the greatest memories that I have, is sharing these amazing memories with these coaches from other sports and making really good friendships and connections with other sports, which often you don't get to do in the environment, in the heat of competition. So that was great for me. Keeping track of your athletes throughout the day is another big challenge that we had as a bigger team sport. Some athletes would want to go see soccer, some athletes would go see volleyball, and trying to get them all on the same page, we had to have a really deliberate, consistent communication line. Text message. I think we put one of our coaches in charge of just Twitter, so he would message out where they had to be, what they had to be wearing, all of our checkpoints using Twitter, because sometimes that's all the athletes will even check. For some reason, even text messages got missed upon the way, so it's creating those really deliberate communication lines that we had to do to make sure, like you said, they've got the right uniform on and they've got the right equipment that they need, because there's so many stopping points throughout the day, or so many checkpoints that they have to go through to get to their games. Overall, such an amazing experience for me. We've had a chance to finish 7th. I've lost in a national championship game. We got a chance to win in 2013. So we've got some defending to do when we go back. But for our athletes, they know, and I make sure that they understand this is a great stepping stone for whatever level they're trying to play, whether it's university level or professionally, whatever it might be. In BC, we've had 15 of our Team BC players go on to play professional baseball, go through the Major League draft, and 3 of our former Team BC athletes, just since I've been involved, have played Major League Baseball and signed multi-million-dollar contracts. They haven't given me a cent, but it's amazing for those guys to be able to get that type of exposure in this environment. And just talking to one of them the other day, he still, he went to a Major League All-Star game, and he still loved his Canada Games experience. He said it's still one of the best experiences he ever had, because he got to do it with athletes that he had grown up with and players that he'd known and people that he ended up playing with later on. It was a great point to bring it all together with. It was fantastic because they went to the other venues and cheered on all the other Team BC teams and got to know a lot of people from outside venues, and that stuff really creates some great memories for younger athletes. So that's some of the stuff that I would share from my previous games experiences. So soak it all in, enjoy it, and remember that the athletes, as much as they want to compete and win, some are also there for the experience, so it's balancing all of those things together, success with the memorable moments.